Hello everyone, welcome to Latin Study Point. আজি আমি ক্লাছ 9 ছ'চিয়েল ছায়েন্সৰ হিষ্ট্ৰী চেপ্টাৰ 3 দ্য মোৱামৰীয়া ৰিবেলিয়ন তাৰে শ্বৰ্ট লং কুৱেশ্যনছ এনচাৰ লৈ আনিছোঁ। তো ভিডিঅ'টো ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰাৰ আগতে মই সকলোকে ক'ব বিচাৰিছোঁ যে মোৰ চেনেলটো ছাবস্ক্ৰাইব কৰিব। তো কুৱেশ্যন নম্বৰ 1 দি আছে, হু ৱেৰ দ্য মোৱামৰীয়া? Can this rebellion be called a mass uprising? The word Moamoriya appears to have derived from the word Mayamora. A Vaishnava Satra was known as Mayamora. It was within the Sanghati Kal. People from the Moran tribe were the primary disciple of this Satra. Yes, it qualified as a mass uprising. The Moamoriya Rebellion was a pivotal socio-economic and political event in Assam's history. The rebellion that began during Swargadeo Lakshmi Singha reign disrupted Assam political and social life for a long time. This rebellion disrupted the reign of several kings until the time of the Burmese invasion. Question number 2. Analyze the political cause of the Moamoriya Rebellion. The Moamoriya Rebellion was the result of long operation by the Ahom ruler for long duration. They were the followers of Satra. These Mayamara Satra, who were run by the Sudra Satra, who were known as the Mahanta. These people were very devoted to their Guru and never bow their heads in front of anyone else. This increased the power and position of the Satra and the Mahantas. The rising power of the Satra started less with the Ahom royal powers. The continuous struggle between the Mahantas and the Swargadev increased and led to the murder of Guru Nityananda Deva. Many other similar incidents took place for suppressing the power and popularity of the Moamoriya. The Ahom rulers were blamed by the Moamoriya and they decided to take revenge. The continuous insult and oppression of the tribe and their gurus resulted in the Moamoriya rebellion. Question number 3. Do you think the change in the religious policy of the Ahom was a cause of the Moamoriya rebellion? Discuss. The Ahom were followers of Guru Somdev. With time, they were interested towards the Hindu religion. Swargadev Jados Singh accepted Satradhikar Niranjan Dev as his religious preceptor and gave them royal patronage. Slowly, the Satra gained more popularity, and the royal of the Ahom dynasty started to feel threatened by their popularity. The different kings started to curb the popularity of the Satradhikar and the Satras. The policy of divide and rule, which was started by Swargadev Gadadhar Singha to increase the difference between the Brahmana and Sudra Satras, and the Satras had to leave and escape to safer land. The policy of divide and rule followed by the Ahom was changed by the king Rudra Singha, and the exiled Satradhikar were brought back and settled in Majuli. Keshavadeva, the Satradhikar of Auniyati, was made the royal religious preceptor and donated many privileges. This led to the increased differences between the Brahmana and Sudra Satras. During the Shiva Singha's reign, Queen Fuleshwari, who was also known as Raja, became powerful and Shaktism got the opportunity to flourish, and on the royal order, the Sudra Mahanta were defeated. The Moamoriya rebellion started as a result of all the insult faced by them. Question number 4. How far was the pike system responsible for the Moamoriya rebellion? Give your own opinion. The disciples of the Moamoriya Satra were mostly tribal people and people from lower social classes. As a result, these people were forced to perform menial labor under the Ahom pike system. The Ahom state machinery fully exploited these people's expertise while continuing to exploit them socially and economically. The pike system also included the division of the park into two classes as a method of exploitation. This resulted in social inequity which gave rise to conflict. This resulted in social inequity which gave rise to conflict. The Moamoriya disciple propagated the myth that because the Ahom state economy was entirely dependent on them, the Ahom would quickly reach an agreement with them in such a situation. However, they had decided to end the long siege of their expedition by the Ahom by insurgency. As a result, the pike system was critical to the rebellion. Question number 5. Discuss the result of the Moamoriya Rebellion. The result of the Moamoriya Rebellion were as follow. Act number political result. The Ahom monarchy and the Ahom kingdom were both completely destroyed. The English has begun the process of establishing a foothold in Assam by assisting the Ahom administrative mechanism. 2 number socio-economic result. The Moamoriya rebellion has a negative impact on Assam's economic and social situation. Famines become a common occurrence as a result of both sides burning and destroying the paddy field. 3 number creation of the Matak kingdom. Purnananda Buragohai and Sarvananda signed a treaty. The Matak Rajya was established in Bengamara, present day Tinsukia, between the Brahmaputra and Dihing river, and Sarvananda was recognized as for Senapati, a tributary ruler. He promised to pay the Ahom king a yearly tribute of ivory and Muga silk. Question number 6. Do you think the Moamoriya rebellion was successful or unsuccessful? Give logic for your answer. The rebellion continued for about 35 years, started from the reign of Swargadeo Lakshmi Singha and continued till the reign of Swargadeo Kamaleshwar Singha. The main aim of the rebellion was to end the autocratics of the Ahom ruler and establish the rule of the Moamoriya tribe. The Moamoriya tribe was able to destroy and dethrone the cruel Ahom king. There were breakdown of administration and there were huge political and socio-economic changes in the state. Number of feudal rulers rose who were not honest rulers. People had to leave their land and homes. Paddy fields were burned and complete breakdown of economy took place. The Moamoriya tribe when came to the power started to fight among themselves. The weak kingdom of the Assam was invaded by the Burmese and completely devastated the state. The British started to take advantage of the condition and took over the full control of all resources and people of Assam. Question number 7. Under what circumstances did Captain Wells came to Assam? Why did he leave his expedition incomplete and go back? Captain Wells came to Assam in 1792 under the circumstances of political instability caused by the Moamoriya rebellion, which has destabilized the Ahom kingdom. The Ahom monarchy was on the verge of collapse and the administration was severely weakened. To protect itself from the further disaster, the Ahom king Swargode Govinath Singh sought military assistance from the East India Company in Bengal. The British saw this as an opportunity to extend their influence in the region and thus the company agreed to send a military expedition under Captain Wells. The main objective of the expedition was to gather information about Assam, suppress the Moamoriya rebellion, and restore the Ahom king to the throne. Wells's contingent arrived in Assam in November 1792 and remained there until May 1794. However, during this period, a change in British policy occurred. Sir John Shore, the successor of Lord Cornwallis, adopted a non-interventionist policy which he wished to implement strictly. As a result, Wales was ordered to withdraw immediately, despite repeated requests from Swargadeo Govinath Singh and other Ahom officials for continued support. Thus, Captain Wells had to leave this expedition incomplete and return to Bengal. Question number 8. Discuss the role played by Captain Wells in the suppressing the Moamoriya Rebellion. How far was he successful? Captain Wells was partially successful in suppressing the rebellion. However, he failed to completely eliminate the rebel and their spirit. As the uprising resumed as soon as he left, Rangpur was retaken by the Moamoriya. The existing political and socio-economic situation in Assam in 1792 was alarming. The common people were terrorized by the Moamoriya and the Burkandage of Bengal, and the monarchy had utterly failed in the delivering them from the aristocrats. This led Goinath Singh to seek help from the British government in Bengal, who sent an expedition under Captain Thomas Wells. The expedition had far-reaching consequences in the ensuing year and initiated a series of changes that altered the very face of Assam. Since 1786, Purnananda Buragohain was somehow keeping the Moamori outside Jorhat. Now the new English force that arrived under the command of Wells boosted the speed of the Assamese soldier. The joint assault of the English and Assamese soldier compelled the Moamoriya to flee Rangpur. A large number of Moamoriya were killed. Raja Bharat Singh was also badly injured and only managed to escape alive. Rangpur was freed from the clutches of the rebels, and on 21st March 1794, Govinath Singh entered the capital. Question number 9. Discuss the Captain Wells account of Assam. The English officer Captain Wells wrote a very valuable account of the socio-political condition of Assam in the 18th century, which he sent to the Governor General Sir John Shore. He described in details about the procedure of selection of Ahom kings and about his power. The five principal ministers of the Ahom administration and their continuous fighting for power has also been added to the account. The system of pike and their functions were also mentioned in details. According to Captain Wells, the dictatorship of Kiti Chandra Barbarua, denied of throne to Mohan Mala Gohai, murder of the Moamoriya Mahanta, and the struggle for power between the official and bureaucrats were the main reason for the breakdown of Ahom Empire. The account also praised the British soldier for saving the Assam from the rebels and restoring peace in the state. The account of Wales on trade and economy focused on the resource of Assam. Large-scale trade took place between Assam and Bengal, and it brought about huge amount of rupees 90,000 per year. Salt was scarce in Assam, and it was most important commodity and imported in huge amount. Grains were produced in large quantity and other products included mustard, sugarcane, ginger, indigo, areca nut and betel leaf, iron, leg gold, etc. নেক্সট কুৱেশ্যনবোৰ আমি নেক্সট ভিডিঅ'ত লৈ আনিম ধন্যবাদ।